Hello students, in the part 1 we have read about the speed, velocity and distance of the chapter motion. Now we will start from acceleration, the next physical quantity related to motion, that is acceleration. Acceleration, rate of change of velocity, is known as acceleration. The rate of change of velocity is known as acceleration. That means A is equal to V by velocity by time. So if this is also having a derived unit, so velocity, the units of velocity is meter per second by second. So this is equal to meter per second square. So this is the SI system of velocity acceleration. Now the CGS system is centimeter per second by second. This is equal to centimeter per second square. As the seconds are the square units, so acceleration is also known as rate square, because the rate is square here. Second, the rate means second is square here. So about the acceleration, if we will think that the body can move in a uniform acceleration or a non-uniform acceleration. And what do you mean by uniform? Number 1, categories of acceleration is uniform acceleration. When a body travels in a straight line and its velocity changes equal amounts in equal interval of time, it is said to be have a uniform velocity. When the change of velocity is equal in equal interval of time, the body is said to be moving in a uniform acceleration. The motion of a body with uniform acceleration is called uniformly accelerated motion. Motion of the body moving with a uniform acceleration is known as uniformly accelerated body. So what do you mean by now non-uniform motion? Number 2, non-uniform motion. Non-uniform motion, when a body when the change of velocity is unequal in unequal interval of time. In unequal interval of time, the body is said to be moving with a non-uniform motion. But remember, all these acceleration, uniform acceleration and non-uniform acceleration, are only for the body moving in a straight line or a linear path, not for the freely falling body. Remember here, acceleration can be negative. Acceleration can be negative. And this is known as deceleration acceleration or retardation. When a body is coming to rest, at that time, remember, the body is retarding. When the body is coming to rest, then at that time the body is said to be retarding, because the acceleration will be negative and it goes on decreasing and decreasing. So change in velocity also goes on decreasing and decreasing. So the final velocity will always be less than the initial velocity. At that time the acceleration will be negative and known as deceleration or retardation. Now we will study about the freely falling body. For a freely falling body, the acceleration is something different. For a freely falling body, the acceleration is known as acceleration due to gravity. For a freely falling body, body the acceleration is known as acceleration due to gravity. Denoted as G. Denoted as G. So the units are same. The units are meter per second square and centimeter per second square. In SI system, G is equal to 9.8 meter per second square or 980 centimeter per second square. It is taken as 10 meter per second square approximately in various cases. Now we will study about the graphical representation of linear motion. Graphical representation of linear motion. Graphical representation of linear motion. So we see that in case of the various types of graphs, we will study about number 1, distance time graph, distance time graph, displacement time graph, displacement time graph, speed time graph, and number 4 is velocity time graph. Velocity time graph. Now we will study about this one. The first one is distance time graph. The first one is distance time graph. Distance time graph. What is distance time graph? The geometrical relationship between the distance traveled by a body and time is known as distance time graph. Geometrical relationship between distance and time is known as distance time graph. The speed of a moving body can be obtained from its distance time graph. We can derive the speed. For example, when a body is at rest. Number 1, when a body is at rest. Number 2, when a body is moving with a uniform speed. Number 3, when the body is moving with a non-uniform speed. When a body is moving with a non-uniform speed. So now let us see the graphs. How the graphs are. Number 1, distance time graph for a body at rest. Distance time graph for a body at rest. Distance time graph for a body. So see here, this one is the plane. This is the plane. So this is 0, 10, 20, 30. And this is distance. This is distance, and the next one is time. This one is time. So you see here, this is in 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, and the graph line will be something like this way, parallel to the parallel to the x-axis, parallel to the x-axis. That means time is ticking out, but the body is not moving forward. It is still at 20 units of distance. So the graph line will be parallel to the time axis, and which shows that distance time graph for a body at rest. Then the distance time graph for a body moving with uniform speed. That means this is 0, 10, 20 and then 30, and this is 1 second, 2 second and 3 second. So see here, similarly the x-axis is the time axis and y-axis is the distance axis. So if we will see that the body is moving in 1 second 10 units of distance, 2 second 20 units of seconds, 20 units of distance, 3 second 30 units of distance. So the graph line will be an inclined straight line, which shows that the body is moving with a uniform speed. Next one, the body moving distance time graph. Of an non-uniform body. Of a body moving with non-uniform motion speed. Moving with non-uniform speed. The body is moving with non-uniform speed. Here so this is the graph is something like this way. So when the body is moving within unequal distance in unequal time interval, at that time what happens? The graph line is curved but goes on increasing and increasing, which shows that the distance is increasing but non-uniformly. Distance is going on increasing but with a non-uniform speed. And so this shows that the speed distance curve is the curved one. That means it is moving with a non-uniform speed. So from three of the graphs we can conclude that we can find out the distance and find out the slope, find out the time and velocity, because d by t at any time will give you the slope of the line, which gives the speed of the body. That means at any place, in each case, the slope of the graph line gives speed. The slope of the graph line gives us speed. So this is all about the distance time graph. Next, we will move to the displacement time graph. Next, we will move to the displacement time graph. In case of the displacement time graph, the graphs will remain same, but the distance is given by a direction. So it is the displacement time graph same in case of the all these graphs. The y-axis will give you the distance, the x-axis will be taken, the time will be taken in the x-axis, and the graph lines will be drawn. Next is the speed time graph or velocity time graph. We will read about the speed time graph or velocity time graph. Velocity time graph. In case of these graphs, velocity is plotted on y-axis and time on the x-axis. As velocity divided by time is equal to acceleration, so the velocity the acceleration will be positive if the slope is positive, and the acceleration is negative if the slope is negative. So let us see in the first case. When the velocity time graph is parallel to x-axis. Parallel to x-axis. That means the velocity time graph will be something like this way. Number one, from the graph we can conclude, number one, the body is moving with a uniform velocity. The body is moving with uniform velocity. Number two is that its acceleration is zero. Its acceleration is zero. Number three, the displacement can be found out by finding the area of the graph. The displacement can be found out by enclosing and making a figure enclosing with x-axis and making a figure thereafter finding the area. So this is the first case when the velocity time graph is parallel to the x-axis. So then after the second one. So next, number 2 is the velocity time graph is a straight line moving away from the time axis. That means it is an inclined straight line. So in case of the inclined straight line, the body is moving with a variable velocity. Number 1, the body is moving with a variable velocity. Variable velocity. Number 2, it has an uniform acceleration which can be found out by the slope of the graph. It has an uniform acceleration which can be found out by the slope of the line. Number 3, displacement can be found out by making an enclosed figure making an enclosed figure with the x-axis and finding out the area. Number 4, if the slope is positive, then the acceleration is positive and vice versa. vice versa. Then the third one, if the velocity time graph is a curved line, if the velocity time graph is a curved line, if the velocity time graph is a curved line, if the velocity time graph is a curved line, then is a curved line. At that time, the body has a variable velocity. The body variable velocity. The body is having a variable velocity. Number one. Number two, area of the curve represents the displacement. Area of the curve Number 3, the slope of the line gives the acceleration. So these are the points about the velocity time graph. But remember, when the velocity time graph is starting from 0, then the body is starting from rest. From rest. But if the velocity time graph is not starting from rest and it is starting from something here, so here means this is the body is having some amount of uniform initial velocity and it is not starting from rest. It is the body is in motion. The body is not starting from rest. So this is all about the velocity time graphs and all the graphs. In the next part you will get about the equation of the motion in part 3. So be ready for the to come, which is going to be uploaded very soon, and that is part 3. In the part 1 I told you about the definitions, and in part 2 I taught you about the graphs, and in part 3 I will teach you about the motion equation of the motion, how to derive the equation of the motion. So be ready and search for the uploaded motion. So I request you, as soon as you see it subscribe the channel so that the poor persons can get the benefit of this channel. And this channel is purely for the students, and the students which are not financially sound to get any tuitions or anything, and this is the channel. From here they can learn, and by your subscription they will get helped. So thank you. So